to Dallas on Whataburger. And my boyfriend just got you.
Paramedics arrived first and rushed the victim to the hospital where he expired. When detectives arrived, they find that he was dirted by a car and got hit with the oo-wop. He's identified as 21-year-old Christian Martin. He's from a small town 100 miles from Dallas. He also helped his father work the family farm. Christian's girlfriend was with him when this happened, so they speak to her. She says they came to buy a Chevy Caprice Christian found on the internet. When they arrived, a man approached and asked about the rims on Christian trucks, which was for sale. When Christian got out the vehicle, the guy demanded money and hit Christian with the oo-wop. She also says the guy touched the front rim, so they'll dust them for prints. So they wrap up that scene, head back to the office. Detective Perez heads out to speak to Christian family. He talks to Monica first, Christian girlfriend. Perez asks her, is there anything else she can remember? She said 3 days before the M, they went to Dallas to test drive the car. They met the seller at a restaurant. His name is KD. Then Perez speaks to Lisa.
He was very rude.
Do you remember what it looked like?
A short sleeve shirt, it was white, it had different colors on it. They should have him on the cameras at Whataburger.
So Perez calls Detective Palmer with the new information. He head to Whataburger to get the tape. He gets the tape, head back to the station to view the footage. They see Monica, then what appears to be KD walk in. He's wearing a shirt that was described by Lisa. So now they have an image of KD. The next day, a fingerprint specialist searched the prints found on Christian's vehicle. The specialist didn't get a hit on the prints. Then Palmer gets a call from a detective at another division saying he has a suspect in a similar case. He's sending them photos. They head out to Christian family house again to see if it's KD. It wasn't KD, so they released surveillance video footage to the media.
Dallas police are asking for your help tonight in the case of Christian Martin. Martin was in Dallas last Sunday trying to buy a car. The man in this photo goes by the name KD.
After the news aired, KD attorney calls and says he'll come in and talk. Palmer also gets KD's real name, which is Kendrick Demas. So KD arrives. They know he's not the shooter, but they believe he set it up. The detective asked KD how did he come in contact with Christian. He said that he posted an ad on Craigslist about a car. Christian responded. They picked a meeting spot. He arrived, but Christian didn't. So then Palmer asked him, did you talk to anybody on your phone other than Christian that night? KD said no. So they wrapped that up, let KD go. Palmer checks his voice message.
That's about it. Before Martin guy, it looks like in a cafeteria. He looks familiar. I wanted to talk to someone about it.
Palmer returns the call and finds out the guy who let the oo-wop loose name is George Carter, and he's an associate of KD. So they look up George Carter. He's 5'8", 131 pounds. So they take the photo to the victim's girlfriend to see if she can ID him. She does. So now they put a warrant out for George. So the U.S. Marshals locate George. Palmer comes and takes George down to the station to begin interrogation. They also fingerprint George so they can see if it matched the prints on the rim of Christian's vehicle. So Palmer starts by asking George about the M. He says he's familiar with the situation, so he tells George they have evidence and someone witnessed it. Then Palmer asks him if he's seen KD that night. He said yes. Then George said he hasn't done anything to anybody and he wants his attorney. Palmer ends that interview. The fingerprints results come in and it matched George. He heads back in the interrogation room and arrests George. He's charged with the M of Christian. Upon further investigation, Kendrick Demas was charged with capital M. So now Palmer turns the case over to prosecutor Mark Moffitt and charged Redstock, his investigator. Moffitt tried George and Kendrick separately. So Moffitt meets with KD's attorney. to see if they can get KD to flip on George. KD says he's not helping them at all. So then Moffitt gets a call from George's attorney saying that George had played ball. Demas' attorney contacts Moffitt and asks about a plea deal.
Well, the defense attorney came to me and said, well, you're ever going to throw out a number for me? How are you going to get a captor on a person that's not even at the scene? And that was going to be an issue.
He offers Demas a 30-year deal. Demas turned it down. So the trial of Demas begins. When they enter the courtroom, Demas' attorney approached Moffitt, telling him Demas is willing to take 25 right now. Moffitt agrees. So when the judge asks for his guilty plea, Demas says he's pleading guilty because he doesn't want to take his chance at trial, not because he's guilty. So the judge withdrew the plea deal, and the trial begins. The prosecution calls Christian's sister, Lisa, first. He asks her, can she point KD out? She did. Then Moffitt asked her, what do you think about him? She said he was rude. She told Christian not to deal with him. Now Moffitt calls Palmer. He presents cell phone evidence showing when Demas called Christian. Then Carter calls Demas. Demas stated earlier in an interview with Palmer that the only person he talked to that day was Christian. Now they see that he talked to George also.
Let me ask you this. At that night, did you communicate on your cellular telephone with anybody other than Christian? No.
So now George takes the stand. He says Demas wanted him to hit a lick. Demas told him the location of Christian, and he heard Demas tell Christian to wait 5 minutes and he'll be there. George said he approached, pulled out the oo-wop, and demanded money. Christian pulled his oo-wop and he let loose. So now the defense questions George and asks, did they agree to hit him with the oo-wop? If Christian struggled, was that part of y'all plan? He said no. Then he asked, did you have time to consciously think about what was going on? George said no. So the prosecution and defense rest. The defense is trying to prove he didn't intend to do it and get a verdict of aggravated R. Then Moffitt says this is an easy case. This was a planned out deal. It's capital M. The jury reaches a verdict. They find Kendrick Demas guilty of capital M and received a life sentence. For testifying, George Carter took a 20-year deal. Thank you for watching. Leave me some comments. Hit that like button. Also hit that thanks button for me. You can request videos through there. Stay safe out there. I'm done talking.
I guess the best thing is I hope y'all, make you feel better. We're going through the pain things. There's no words that's gonna make you better. Because I say I'm sorry. What's the point?